In this video, I'm going to walk you through the goals and milestones area of the system. If this is your first video, I highly recommend that you actually go back and watch the pillars and areas and the dreams and themes. The reason why is those are the two big foundational layers most people skip when they think about just setting the goal um, that they have. And so if you have goals you've already set this year and you just want to go ahead and get them in, you can put them in this section and then go back and watch the other videos. The goal is to just get things in and just keep in mind that um, getting the inputs in the system is going to be a bit at first, but then once they're in, and it's just a matter of you just maintain. So with this, we're still kind of going back to, our things a focus pillar, because those are the areas that you've determined are what you want to focus on improving. That doesn't mean that you don't have dreams that also you don't also want to improve, which is why you'll see some like there, this isn't a focus right now, but I have a goal that like because at the pillar level it's not a focus, dream or thing. But in order to get to that dream, I still need to, I have a goal. And in order to reach that goal, there are things that I want to do now to do that. So, for example, I've got, 4 different projects that I've got created and linked to this that, right now there's a book I'm reading that I kind of want to follow her methodology. So I need to finish that book so I have a full understanding so I can create my plan, build what I need to, and then plan it. So it's a whole process. Um, so with this, you can add goals here. Or if you just want to kind of get your goals in, you also have the option of this goals and milestones database. I recommend using the system view for this because it's going to be easier since these have kind of some different groupings and sorts. And so if I wanted to add in a goal, climb Mount St. Helens. We'll just throw it there. And don't worry about the core pillar because this actually pulls in from somewhere else. But if you just kind of want to get your goals in, if you have them, you can do that and then return back to the alignment to kind of bring everything else out. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is you've got goals and milestones. So what milestones to me and the way I have it set up is you can see I set it up here where there are kind of sub goals underneath this one goal. So these are small things. So I can wait to celebrate when I have my, the fully funded 12-month emergency fund, or I can celebrate when I reach the 3-month, the 6-month, the 9-month milestone. So the same thing here. So to do that, you just you'll see, because you can do that on any goal. This little arrow over here indicates that you can, drop it down to do that. So I would, for business, excuse me, do make 5K in revenue. And actually to make these sort of, by end of Q1. And then you just add a new sub item. Make Q2 and so on. So you can add that. And you'll see these are grouped here. So let's say we make this one a focus goal, but we're going to leave this one blank. So let's go back over to our, check these real quick, over to our alignment dashboard, and we'll kind of go back through this process. So we're down here in this goals and milestone support. you'll see that now what we created is there. And I also have something similar there. You can, of course, assign priorities for the goals that are a little bit more habit driven. That's why I have the priority option for habit versus some of these are like more milestone things. You can also choose which target quarter you want to do it in. That's an ongoing one throughout the course of the year. This is ongoing, but I can do individually where I'm like, okay, this is, Q1, this one's Q2, Q1, Q2, etc. And then I'll worry about that in Q3. And so that's the idea is you can go through, and that's what this means by planning of, okay, when might I aim to get this done? Because once you decide on your focus, you can come through, and then this is based on what you've chosen goal-wise to focus on. And you'll see that this is grayed out because it's a milestone. Right now, you're focused on the milestone that's getting you to the goal. So that's how those will show up in there. And then we have focus board, which is just another way to look at it. Right now, I don't have a bunch of priorities in here for them. But if I did, and this is just set to focus. So I'm actually going to do this real quick. So I like this view, but I want to see one that has everything in it, not just the goals that I'm focused on. I'm going to duplicate this view. And I'm going to organization. So since I know what this is, I'm just going to do prioritization board since I'm in the goals and milestones area, except I will spell prioritization correctly. Yes, I will. And then it gives me the layout, and I want to look at and see which filter. So I want to just delete this filter, and then I can drag this over here. So this will be present whenever you're there. But here you can see that things, okay, this is because I've got sorts on there. So you can see through the priorities and the ways those are showing up as whether or not they're a focus that are there. And you can set that for everyone. And then figure out. So you can go board, group by priority. Manual. That's why. That's why it's doing it. Okay. So I don't want that on. I want alphabetical. Or yeah. You can also do manual. And then I usually just hide things with no priority because it's going to hide groups that don't have empty, or if you can see all of them, you can turn that on. And then it's just a matter of having that in the right order. And so you can just do that and see, okay, well, this is first, second, third. By the time you get to this step, and again, that's why you start at the pillars, the dreams, and then you wind up here, is you're going to have more of these to play around with to prioritize. But then once you're there, you can see like, okay, here's what the focus is. Then we also have a review view where you can enter in. So for example, 52 blog posts, we have a definite. So that's how much of the good goal, the better goal, and the best goal have you achieved. And then again, your start deadline, you kind of see and make sure that you've got projects and habits associated with those goals. So for example, complete monthly planning for the rest of the year. We don't have that. So let's add in Okay. Oh, sorry. In the review, oh, there it is. In the review, anything that you need to add in is going to be over here. So let's see. We've got March. Oops. March monthly planning. Oh, there we go. So if March is it, or we could just link with the monthly plan. So monthly planning, weekly planning, monthly review. Would actually argue that monthly budget would be part of that. So and then we'll just do all the weekly stuff. So that is part of it. So now we can see that we have 6 projects, or in this case, it's 6 habits that are associated with this. So it is keeping it on track, because every goal has to have one a project with the next action or a habit that supports it. Otherwise, you're not advancing on it. And then this is also where you'll start to see, okay, at a personal level, this is what I'm looking at. And that's where having these boxes checked is really important, because it'll pull in based on this. So you can say, okay, I need to reorient what my personal goals are, and you could choose different priorities here, because you should always only have one first priority, one second priority, one third priority, and then fourth or fifth are just kind of play fast and loose with those. And then you can see, okay, this is what I've got for my family. And again, adjusting priorities there. And then we also have business and work as well. And so that is the goals and milestones information. And we're going to get into, um, even though, whoops, even though projects and habits exist in the same database, I'm actually going to talk about them separately, because they both support goals and things higher up in or at least on this page, higher up on the page. But for me, I think like pillars, dreams, goals, projects, and then like the daily actions that are actually getting you to where you need to go. So we will jump into that one next, and I will see you in the next video.